Ooh, oh man, what up? Let me try to wake up a tad bit, man. I'm kind of tired right now. I had a long night. Stir this up some privilege, get it in the system real quick. Mall high salute to my riders out there. How you guys doing? Top of the morning, man. I last night me and my partner and his girl, my wife, we all had a little get together. And you know what I'm saying? Sometimes when you get together with the family, you might crack a couple beers back. And me and homie did, and I'm feeling the effects this morning because I don't drink on a regular. But shout out to the fam though. Mal High salute. What's up with it, man? Was good with it. Was Nah, I'm not really hanging, bro, because I didn't really drink no hard liquor. It's just I have a tendency to wake up when I drink too. Like I went to bed at 3 in the morning, and then I woke up like 7 in the morning. My body just wakes me up. So I'm a little tired. I'm a little tired. Um, let's get into this video though. So I wake up and I have YouTube Studios, right? And immediately when anything happens on YouTube for me, it goes to my YouTube Studio. So like I'll get comments and then it will tell me like my subs, on me the new subs that came in and different things, right? And I looked, I had like 5 new subs since yesterday. Good day for subs, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to the subs. But I had these messages, 2 long ass messages, bro. One message, it was like a whole novel. This fool was, I'm gonna say he was concerned about my video. And this video I did like, I would have to say 2 years back, bro. You know, I did this video 2 years back, but he left me a long ass message, homie. And let me say this, bro. When I do these videos, bro, let me just say this, like, I'm not from these sectors, right? I just show love to who's supposed to be loved, like what neighborhoods and what cliques is in the Denver history, right? And I give some insight off of my experiences, bro. And my experiences come from the streets to the penitentiary. You know what I'm saying? What I've seen with my own eyes and just been around the block and been on the yard with different hoods and coming across real ones from every sector. You know what I'm saying? So there's no bad will towards any neighborhood at all. You know what I'm saying? So he left me a message. The video was about the Northenials and NSMs, right? And I got love for the original Northside homies, you know what I'm saying? Because I know, like, I got family member from NSM and different, homies that I know that I grew up with from the Nutty. And I know only a couple Northenials, you know what I'm saying? Because in my experience, in my whole life, Northenials didn't have a real presence in Denver. Sudanos didn't have a real presence in Denver. And I'm talking about, when I say presence, I'm saying they never had a actual hood in the Denver metro rooted. They never actually had a hood that they called their own, because we had original Denver hoods from Denver. Original shit before even Bloods and Crips and Northenials and Sudanos even hit. We had all original hoods. You can go back to the Northside Hitmen's, 38 Specials, the you know what I'm saying, the Quintas, he said the VGVs, you know what I'm saying, the Criminals, all kind of school, you know what I'm saying, old school North Side hoods that were original North Side, right? Just like the East Side, just like the West Side, original hoods before any of the mainstream hoods had hit Denver. We had these hoods, right? Well, me growing up, and I spent 30 plus years in the streets all the way to the pen, we didn't have a big presence of Sudanos and Northenials, bro. That was not our game. We had original hoods, and then we had the Bloods and Crips, and then Northenials and Sudanos came after, and they actually rooted their hoods, a lot of them hoods in outside cities, Pueblo, Greeley, Colorado Springs, Grand Junction. There was a lot of Sudanos, and then Greeley, a lot of Northenials, you know what I'm saying? So he gave me a whole rundown. He was kind of mad at your boy, talking about Denver always had Northenials, and you know what I'm saying? The original Northside fools, they were weak because they would go on the yard and they were turned all the way down with the Sudanos and this. And I'm like, bro, first and foremost, you gotta give love to the original hoods, homie. You got to have love and respect for the original hoods out here in Denver, regardless if you're biased to Norteños and you're biased to Sureños. You got to show love to the fools that created and rooted the neighborhoods out here in the Denver metro, because they're the ones that created what it is in the Denver metro. If it ain't for original hoods, you don't even have anything out here pushing the line on none of that aspect. Now, let me tell you like this, because he gave me a rundown about how fools was on the prison yard and the NSMs, the original NSMs, because I guess there's two cliques now, right? That them fools, they were scared. And I gotta argue that shit, because when I first hit the compound, homie, the original NSMs, the black rag NSMs, they're the only ones that could actually be on the prison yards. A lot of times, homie. And they were outnumbered. They didn't need nobody. And yeah, they got rushed a couple times. They got rushed and they got hit and blitzed. But my homie Momo, Cheto, Pockets, all the Chavezes, bro, they were riding for their shit. Even if the Sudanos rushed them 20 at a time. Them fools in Buena Vista, when the Sudanos rushed them fools, no Norteños even could be on the yards at that time. And it's no disrespect, but that's the reality. They had a policy out here, no Norteños on any yards. Norteños were green lighted on yards for a long time in Denver, to be real. That when they hit the compound, and if they had a bird on them in the early 2000s, all the way to whenever they called the truce, the fools had to either vacate the yard, meaning they had to check off the yard, or they had to denounce the bird, homie. XIV. They had to cover that shit up. And a lot of times, the ones that resisted got rushed right away and took off the yard. I got a homie straight from Oaktown, homie. I got homies from VNT that they couldn't even be on the yards. And we actually got them some time, and the Sudanos rushed them. Now, it's not right, but that's the truth. So when we're putting this in a context to say the original NSMs were the ones that were not riding the turd down. You got the history, and you're misguided, and you don't have the education, fool. That's the bottom line. That the original NSMs, the ones that banged the before they started going to Red Rags and Nebraska Cornhusker and all the red, them fools were the solid fools. They put in work. And they kept it original. That's why it was so tight, because they kept it original to the Denver roots. They didn't need the glorification and be stamped by fools from California. The original nutties, the gorillas, bro, they kept it down for the D-Town. And all them original Northside from the back in the day, they kept it down for the D-Town. Now, I don't know what takes place now. And I promise I don't really care. I'm not here to disrespect nobody. I got love for all hoods, right? I got love for everybody in the Denver metro. But we got to call a spade a spade. That at the time, homie, Norteños had it very hard, bro. And I never understood that shit, because it's like we outside of California, we outside of the West Coast. So why, if you fools ain't really playing ball with that sanction, why are you fools tripping on Norteños, right? But they were getting rushed. They were getting rushed immediately. And the only fools in DOC out here that actually could actually play ball and be on them yards was NSMs, bro. What up, what up? I had a homie named Cisco, homie straight from Oaktown, like I was telling you. A rider out here, bro. That fool would just go at any time, no questions asked. And he had the big bird on his neck and everything, bro. First time I really seen a Norteño in the metro, he was the homie. I remember a couple times, bro, he got out there and just started beating fools up for no apparent reason, just because he did that. That's what he did. He hit the prison yard. He hit that prison yard, bro. And as soon as I seen him, I knew exactly the Sureños already knew he was touching the yard, homie. And they approached us because I talked to this dude, and they said he can't be on the yard. I told this fool, hey, homie, the Sureños are tripping. He's like, damn, bro, there was no other Norteños on the yard. I said, hey, I told them fools like this. I said, hey, I know him, homie. They were like, because you fools know him a little bit, and I knew him from the streets, we're going to give him some time. And they told that fool immediately that he had to cover up his tattoo, the bird that they represent. Now, I'm not going to say that he just did that, because he didn't. You know what happened after that, bro? He got rushed and took off that yard, airlifted off the yard. Because at that time, they said there was no North Daniels that could be on the yard. No chickies from Swansea could be on the yard. That's what they were trying to say. And they were trying to say that no aces from Pueblo could be on the yard. Immediate terminate on site, meaning that them fools was going to get checked off the yard immediately. But you know who was on the yard, my homie? Was them original Northside Mafia fools. Now, I heard a long time. I heard after there was some shit that cracked off in different places because the Mile High gangland, they got rushed too, but they were out there, they were fighting, homie. So that's what I'm saying. And then just to say this, there's a couple names, you know what I'm saying, homie mentioned. And I'm going to be real with you, homie. One of the names that was mentioned that he was a solid North Daniel out here, he used to bang Crip. The fool used to be a full-on Crip from Playboy Gangsta 23rd Street. And that fool was straight burning red rags, if you really want to know. That fool burned red rags back in the day. And then later down the road, he got put on XIV. Not these fools don't even know. This fool at one time was burning red rags. Burning red rags, homie. And this is the fool that he mentioned in the comment section. So that don't tell me nothing. I know this little fool because this little fool was actually from the set at one time. Not one from the set, but he rode with the homies. And he was a rider at the time. So when I hear these names, that shit don't tell me none. That's not bona fide, homie. That fool was burning red rags, homie. There's actual parties that we been where this fool burned the red rag, homie. So people should never get mad. It's just the truth, bro. Like I said, I don't come here to disrespect nobody. I just go off and tell about my experiences. And I try to show love to a lot of individuals, homie. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. That's the bottom line. How did the Bloods adopt the ego? I always wonder. Oh, I seen one of them. I don't like, that's crazy, my homie. Like, I really don't know after a while how any of that, because I like my days, the 90s, my rada. We had original hoods. We had the fools that came out here that rooted different hoods from California, but we had original hoods and all the new shit. It's all kind of different to me, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's all kind of different to me. So I don't really know what everybody's doing out here. I'm just telling the history of like my day and age, my era, you know? And we got to keep it real. Sometimes people be biased about what happens in the neighborhoods and this and that, and they overlook because they don't want to hear anything that might be bad about the neighborhood. But we have to come to realization and stop being biased, homie. There's good homies in hoods. Every single hood has a good homie. Every single hood has some fruits, and every single hood got some bad homies. That's what gang culture is, bro. There's a lot of fools that got shit in their fucking closets and got smut on their name, bro. And they're banging these organizations, homie. And if you knew their real colors, the homies wouldn't even allow these fools to have them fools around. I seen it with my own eyes for years, bro. And finally, my eyes was open to the shit, and I can just speak on that shit because I seen it, homie. I seen homies that I know. I know homies that I know, bro, that turned out to be full-on faggots, homie. Started messing with boys in prison, bro. And they got out, homie, and painted a picture to other homies from the hood. And I know the whole shit and had to put these fools on front line and tell about their whole shit, how they was getting sucked up by the feezy on the yard. And yes, a couple of the homies was mad because I put they shit out on blast, but I can't be around that shit. Hell nah. That's not in my thing. We're not going to play that shit, bro, and select politic on shit. I don't care if you the homie or not. I can't select politic on that shit. I mean, there's always a separation in different things. I mean, like, there's always a separation when it comes to prison. There's always a separation. You're going to have gang separation. You're going to have certain fools that bang races. Like, I bang for the race. And you're going to have fools that bang for hoods. But out here, my whole time in prison, and I know people always want to paint this picture like it was just this racial shit. In DOC, Colorado, it was never race. So shit, I never seen a race riot. I seen a gang riot. I seen gang fools go to war on the yard with gang banging, but I never seen the blacks go to war with the whites and the whites go to war with Mexicans. And I know people was going to paint that picture, but that's just not true. I know Mexican Crips, whole Crip fools that been on the yard and survived out here, homie, full-fledged, and whole Mexican fools that were on the yard banging their politics. They never got violated, took off the yard. I know white boys that were on the yards, homie, banging Crip and blood all the way. They never got took off by their race, homie, because it was never like that. It was just about your organization, homie. Bottom line. That's the truth. I know fools that were in Lyman all the way to Sterling, all the way to Buena Vista, all the way to Bend County Correctional Facility, all the way to Ordway, all the way to Trinidad, all the way down to the MRs and minimums, bro. And that was never the case. I got a homie that's straight white, and ain't no Aryan Brotherhood or ain't no 211s or none of them fools, AMPs ever got at that fool over that shit because he was a killer himself. He was willing to stick your ass over that shit, over his politics. But fools will paint that picture. That's why these sucker ass fools that won't tell you, they dropped their flag because they were scared of politicking, right? They was Bloods and Crips on the streets, and then they get to the pen and they choose another gang because they're scared of that shit, right? That's the truth. And there's a lot of them fools that I know from the streets that used to bang this shit on the streets, Crips and Bloods, right? And then they go and they become LPPs or they become GKIs, because they get scared of politicking because it was never in them fools, bro. That's the truth. And we ain't gonna deny that shit. I know homies that I know from the streets that did that exact shit because it was never in them. They were not warriors, bro. They needed a gang to validate them fools. That's the truth. Acting like an OG Loke from GTA San Andreas. That's the truth. You know what I'm saying? You gotta sometimes actually put what's real and what's not, because fools be fabricating what the culture is, my homie. Fools be fabricating what the culture is. And like I said, I do this for the love of people and the love of Denver, homie. That's it. That's all. I do it for the love of people and the love of Denver, homie. But these fools, they don't want to hear the real in their homies, bro. They don't want to hear the real in their homies and what the situation is. But there's always truth. You always got to live by the truth aspect and stop playing like it's fairy tales out here, bro. Because there's a lot of fairy tales when it comes to street life as it is nowadays, bro. There's a lot of you see this shit on YouTube all the time. These fools be putting fairy tales and a circus on this culture, bro. And then when fools speak about this shit, people get mad because it's literally tearing off the layers of why motherfuckers call this shit fake. In the 2025, bro, half of these fools are fake. A lot of these fools is fake. And they don't like to hear the truth about their homies. But if your homies got exposed, bro, a lot of fools would have some fucked up shit in their closet, homie. If fools got exposed, motherfuckers would have their whole shit and their whole hood would get exposed, homie. That's why when I talked about the fools that was messing with the Feezy and the whole gang, it's the truth, homie. It's not no fabrication. It's not no lie, bro. That's the truth. But everybody got some family from this hood and they don't want to hear about their own family, bro. And then they get mad when somebody speaks on that shit to speak some truth. But that's what watered down the culture, homie. That's what watered down the culture all the way, because people just let shit ride. There's no code. There's no honor in the shit. There's no code. So all these fools just let the respect of the game and the respect of the streets get infiltrated by these suckers, bro. And that's why the culture's done. What's up with it? That's why the culture's done, my brother. Because ain't nobody know how to keep it thorough, homie. Ain't nobody know how to keep it thorough to who they are, because they're always manipulated by these suckers that don't have no love for these dudes, bro. What up, what up, what up? You know? That's the truth, my homie. You could say, I don't know how to put it any other way, bro. I don't know how to put it any other way. And another thing is too, homie, this era is totally different than the era I grew up in, homie. I grew up in a whole different era, bro, where you had to be a warrior and a savage, homie. You had to motherfucking be an authentic, real one that actually stands on morals and values and principles. Homie, we don't have principles no more in the streets. Homie, if you could look at somebody, bro, know these fools banged a whole different politic on the streets, and you see these fools, bro, and then you know these fools got put on another hood, homie, and you can validate that, and just because of some number shit, you're the problem. You're the problem, bro. If you know these fools busted up, bro, and you know these fools was from somewhere else, and you allow them fools to be because you need the numbers, homie, because you can't stand on your two, you might be the problem, homie. That's the reality. That's the reality. That's why I don't got pity for these fools that go in to the system and they was banging on the streets the whole time, some hood, bro. And then they go into the system and get spooked by what the system says, bro. You either gonna die. You either when they lace your shoelaces up, homie, and the OGs lace your shoelaces up, bro. They should tell you that shit. That's the downfall of your big homies if they're not lacing your shoelaces right. But motherfuckers do this shit for show, homie, and think this shit is a big ass game, bro. What up with it, sir? How you grow my hair? How do you grow hair? Well, you probably can't because you don't got the genetics, homie. You probably are bald. You probably got a receding hairline, bro. So there's no way you could grow hair. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not for everybody. Some people are 20 years old with a receding hairline, Marada. I know there's motherfuckers that have shit hidden in their closets, and it'll be the ones acting the most hard, my bro. That's why I don't want. That's why me. I'd rather just be about peace and live accordingly a good life and be a man, bro, and be a family man at that. Because this culture, homie, is watered down. Shit ain't even cool. This shit ain't even cool. There's no principle or no code on the shit anymore. You can't even get out here, motherfucking, and be a real fool. And then if you're a real fool, you'll get killed by one of these suckers, homie. You'll be the fool that drops off of these suckers out here, bro. These fools will kill you, and there'll be a soft ass fool that literally is a broad, homie, and he'll smoke a fool that has actually respect. And then these fools will let their homie that got some respects name die in vain. The little homies are so scared nowadays, bro. They ain't pulling up, and them fools ain't pulling up and turning up for shit. They don't even turn up for themselves. They don't even fight for themselves no more, bro. Fools won't even go to war for their own self, homie. And you expect me to think that these fools are solid, homie? Shut the fuck up. It never was life, my bro. Never was life, my brother. I agree with you. It never was life, my homie. But at that time, we couldn't see it like that because there's so much shit going on. We were blinded by the shit that was going on. It was never life. That was a life of destruction, my brother. That was a life of destruction, my homie. We were just blinded by what was going on. We were blinded by this fairy tale love, homie. Fairy tale love from the streets. There's no love in the streets. Your brother, the fools that they be like, these are my brothers. That's my brother. Hey, brother. That fools don't give a fuck about you, homie. That ain't your brother, homie. Shut up. You don't even know these fools like that, fool. Your brother will be the first to snitch on your ass, homie. Your brother will be the first to put a bullet in your back, homie. Did you get tested more in the streets? Shit, I don't really get tested at all. I do the testing, my brother. I'm the one that used to be a frontliner. I'm the one that press shit. But prison is a little more, you got to follow protocol, and you're always going to hit a yard. And if you got a new number or you're a baby homie or you're younger, you're always going to have somebody hitting you up. But that comes with the game, homie. It's not about getting tested. It just comes with the game. That's normal shit, bro. It's not about, oh, did you get tested or this? That's normal in the culture. The only thing you got to know and the only thing that people got to know is, bro, is that how are you going to handle that shit? How are you going to handle that shit? Are you going to fold like a lawn chair? Because a lot of these broads do. A lot of these mark ass fools do. They fold, bro. These fools won't even fade nowadays. They'll fold, bro. We don't have fools that are warriors like that anymore. My day, everybody fought. My day, we fought our homies. Friendly fades. We fought our brothers. I don't know how many times I fought my cousins, homie, heads up, and then dapped up after. Nowadays, bro, fools don't even want to take an ass whooping. Fools will kill you because you body they ass up. They don't want that on their resume. Back in the day, I took it with honor to get smashed, to get beat up by the big homies. I used to take that shit with honor, like, this is what a rider is. catching your war wounds, homie. I used to take that shit with honor. I used to love that shit. I used to love. This is how demented we were. I used to love catching the fades and the friendly fades with the homies. Have a black eye and be like, "Cuz we took that to the backyard, cuz." That's what it was. Nowadays, fool would try to exterminate you, try to punch on one of these little fools. Them fools are gonna try to kill you, homie. And they be calling the cousin too. Hell yeah, they call everybody, getting everybody in trouble, and catching cases over these suckers that'll snitch on your ass. Man, for real though, nah, real shit. I seen him, my homie. I seen an OG. I seen fools like real talk, homie. One of the respectable bona fides from my turf. He got hit. They left him in the alleyway, homie. And his little homies, you know what his little homies rather do? Go to some graduation parties than go fucking put in work for the chief, homie, one of their OGs. Talking about, oh, bro, it's getting hot out here. Like, you motherfuckers is too peaceful, homie. You fools is some peaceful ass little fools. Y'all fools want to cry peace. You ain't even old enough to call peace. When we were young, bro, we didn't even think about being friends with nobody that wasn't us. Because we knew at any given time we needed to get up with these dudes. So that means all the time war, homie. No time for peace. These fools be piecing up with their enemies, bro. That's what I don't get about this new this new day and age and generation. They click up just to have numbers, bro. You clicking up with the enemigos just to have numbers. That's why you got clicks of Bloods and Crips. You got clicks of these fools clicking up with these fools because all these fools is peaceful, homie. In my day, there was no peace, bro. Shout out to everybody, homie. Nah, and I'm trying to wake up. But these comments have me rolling like fool was actually mad at me. He was mad at Savage. He was mad at your boy Savage, man. And I'm just telling it how it was, bro. The Norteños couldn't even be on yards. That's all it was. And it ain't no disrespect to them fools, but they were outnumbered 10-1 on DOC in Colorado. They were outnumbered 10-1, meaning every unit that they went in, there was going to be 10 Sureños, bro. And every unit has Sureños, bro. So, of course, you're going to be outnumbered, homie. A lot of fools, when they're not warriors and they don't got it in them, they're not going to want to go in that unit when they see 10 fools that don't like them off top tripping. But at the same time, there's no pity on them fools, so there's no checking out. You better rush the top fool in the unit. If these fools are tripping, don't even allow these fools to get up on you. You go get up on these fools. Don't even allow these fools to get up on you and push the line. You better go hit one of these fools before they could get at you. But these fools don't think like that because they're not built like that, bro. Talk about the streets, not and DOC saying like you got good taste. The streets is the streets, Marada. That's all this conversation really was about the penitentiary. But okay, so let's get on that subject, homie. The whole aspect of why this was brought up, because I think he felt, like I said, Norteños were not respected in Denver. I never said that. All I was talking about the difference between Norteños and NSMs, bro. NSMs is original Denver neighborhood that kept it original north side Denver, right? They kept it all original. The original OGs, they were black racks, homie. Them fools all got respect for being north side original Denver. They didn't fall in line with anything in California and this. And they got the respect from the Nutty, homie, one of the bigger hoods in the north. Norteños didn't have a presence at the time. Norteños didn't even have a presence in Colorado till later. We didn't have really Norteños. Now, the VGVs, definitely, that was something that probably was on the verge of Norteños for sure, right? The VGVs. But at the same time, bro, in their day, they didn't really push it how North pushes XIV. You didn't really see them fools with the birds and be out there flamed up and all this. Nah, that's not just how it went. Because Northside Denver was Northside Denver, bro. And that's why they got respect, because they kept it original Northside Denver. They didn't follow the trends of the Norteños, bro. There was more Norteños in Greeley. Hell yeah. But that was later down the road too, bro, because I don't even remember seeing that shit. And this is experience for 30 plus years in the Denver metro, my homie. You know what I'm saying? And that's why That's why actually I had a lot of love for the original Northside Denver. Um, I'm glad you got your mind right and see it clearly now. Hell yeah, bro. I had to though. I didn't want to spend the rest of my life in penitentiary. I hate motherfuckers like that be repping the gang. But when you see them in public, you see them hanging with the. I mean, that threw my mind. That threw my shit for a loop, my bro. I don't see how you can even click up. I don't see how you could even click up with anybody that would try to get at you. That's why I could not. And it's no disrespect to the Denver car, bro, but that's why I could not click up in prison with the Denver car, bro. Is because they had too many fools that in the streets that don't even like us as it is. I'm not gonna act and befriend these fools and act like I'm cool with these fools in prison. And then right when I get out of prison, it's probably going to be funk again. So why would I even befriend these fools? Knowing damn well at any given time, they could get at the homie in the streets and even in other penitentiaries. If some shit popped off with some of the homies, they're going to be first one to rush the homies because they don't really like the homies as it is. Because they call us race traders as it is. So I don't want peace with nobody at this time. I want peace with everybody now. I want peace. Try to live a peaceful life. But when I'm politicking, I'm not gonna put myself in a predicament. But I've seen this so many times with people I know because of prison, they don't stand on their morals and values. They was Crips and Bloods on the streets. But when they get to prison, it's a whole different ballgame because they get scared of what fucking prison is. You can't run in prison, homie. You can't run from your problems in the penitentiary. If you got beef with somebody that's in the next unit, you're going to see this fool every single day. And if it's serious enough, you better believe this fool's probably plotting to take your life. And you're not going to get away from it even if you move facilities because people write kites to other facilities. So that shit follows you everywhere you go. And another thing is too, for me, a person like myself, I had a lot of conflict, my homies. I had a lot of beef from the streets. So what do I look like going into the county and putting down my rack to join another fucking organization in prison when I got enemies that I got history with? You think these motherfuckers, you think me saying I'm done with this shit, you think that's gonna make them stop trying to still get at me, homie? They probably gonna get at me more for this shit now. Because now they're saying, oh, this fool put down his rag when he was in the county. So you know what I did, homie? I just knew as soon as you hit that main line and you hit them county walls, you better rush the first fool you see from opposites. Doesn't matter if they're deeper than you. You better take out the pack session and getting jumped. And you better just love it, homie, and count that up as war wounds. You better count that shit up as war wounds, my homie. That's why I don't have no fucking pity on the FBP fool, right? Homie, you better rush the first fool that you see from the opposite if it's that serious. Don't be going to tell anything to the judge. Let them fools do their own homework. Because you don't get no pity with this culture, bro. That's the only thing. That's the only thing I was saying. You don't get no pity with this culture, my homies. I don't have pity. Even if your enemies is 6, 7 deep in the unit, you better get packed out and jumped and then say, hey, bro, I got packed out by the enemies and laugh at that shit later. Because a fool like me, I'm not going to have pity on that shit, bro. I'm going to be like, you signed up for that shit, homie. There ain't no pity. I don't give a fucking fool said he going to take your life or not. You better fucking learn how to make a blade. You better learn how to make a blade and stab somebody up. Because that's the only way you ever going to get a knowledge in that aspect, homie. Hey, what up, Conrad? Appreciate you, my homie. My high salute. And for real, I can't respect motherfuckers that rep a gang, but don't got no criminal record at all. The only records they got. That's what it is nowadays, though, my bro. And that's kind of why, like me, and I see OGs in here, bro. That's why, like we I don't know, bro. We kind of had a different mindset on that shit, homie. I was tired for myself of being the fool that carried the flame, bro. That the flame was dying out before I even could know, bro. The flame was dying out since early 2000s. The flame was going bad since the early 2000s with us. But my loyalty to the set made me be blind, homie. The loyalty I have for my hood, homie, made me be blind. And there was so much suckery with that shit, homie. A lot of suckers, bro. And I did something in the system, bro, that a lot of fools really wouldn't do. I kept it 100 to my politic, even though I'm a light skin on wet etho, homie. Fools think I'm white. They think that I'm a race trader off top, so I got a target on my back off top for being wet etho, and I'm a Kiwi. You know how many fools hate that off top because they think you a race trader, bro? You know how much target you have on your back just doing that? And not just by your enemies and other races, you got a target on your back by even the black homies, the black Kiwis, because they automatically just think you're still in the culture. So you have to go 20 times extra with that shit. And if you're gonna keep it right and you keep it solid, you ain't gonna even have homies sometimes, bro. Some of the homies ain't gonna fucking dig that shit, but I bang with a lot of my homies, bro. And that's backwards, right? That's hella backwards, homie, because why you banging with your own homies? Because you ain't just gonna pawn me off either. You ain't just gonna pawn me off either, homie. There's no way you can pawn off Sevlo, homie. I'm not gonna allow you to make me a pawn. And that's why some of my homies didn't like that shit, because my demeanor, how I'm talking to you, I talk to them fools, bro. So I would fade over my own homies behind the shit. But you could never say anything about my closet or any of that shit. I ain't got no smut on my name, homie. I kept it 100. I walked in the unit with 5, 6 enemies from the opposites and the rivals, and faded out multiple times back to back to back. I got jumped by multiple people in the system, and there's been a couple of times when the enemies pressed up on me 5-1, homie, and there was Keyways in the unit, but because I'm a Mexican Crip, they didn't really even want to even get involved with that shit. But you know what I did? I took my beatings, homie. And you know what I did to be spiteful? I made it a war almost with the fools from the opposite, because these fools ain't gonna ride now. I'm gonna force the hand and I'm gonna start tripping. And you fools are gonna be you guys are gonna be drawn into this shit. I'm not gonna let that shit ride, homie. So yeah, there's been times, bro. But I look at that shit now and I'm like, damn, fool, I was going super extra on some shit. Just for that type of shit, man. What's good with it? What's poppin'? What's good? What's good? Hell yeah, man. All high salute. That's why, to be honest, homie, and I was chopping it up with everybody. That's why I kind of stopped doing that type of content, because there's always people that actually get a little upset, homie. There's people that get upset, you know what I'm saying? And I understand it. But at the same time, bro, I like, even with the shit with me, I won't even be biased about if I hear something about certain situations that came on with the car, bro. I'm not gonna be biased, because I know there's fakeness in everything you look at nowadays. You probably, man, some of the most solid fools I know, there was fake in their circle, bro. And you would never think this shit. You would never think this shit. You would think that the homie is solid all the way across the board, homie, and he was probably the most scumbag of fucking everything, homie. You know what I'm saying? He was the scumbag of fucking everything, homie. He didn't even live off of morals and values, and you thought this fool was actually a solid fool. And at the end of the day, homie, he was probably the mark of everything, homie. And he was a mark. And the only reason why he even had any heart is because he had homies to back that fool. He had the name of the set to back that fool, and fools like me to back that fool. But at the end of the day, this fool's whole fucking closet was in disarray. And just because you're my homie, and I've been in the trenches with you, and I've been in the streets, and we've been rocking since day one. You do some foul shit, I can't fuck with you no more, homie. I don't care if you're my homie or not. I'm not gonna select politics, because when I start messing with you, it dilutes. And I'm not gonna allow that in my circle. I can't be around that fake shit, homie. Can't be around that fake shit, my homie. Yeah, all the real ones have, my bro. That's why we see shit totally different. We see shit whole different. Our generation sees shit totally different, bro. Because we really honestly went through what it was and what the street was when there was actually code. There's no code no more to any of that shit, bro. There's no code. We don't have a code. And I can't speak for every city and state, but I see it all over, homie. I see it all over. There's not a code. When the fools can Fools can put their politics on the main line and show the whole world how politics are, bro. And there's no remorse, and people just allow that shit. There's no code. There's no discipline. There's no nothing, homie. There's nothing. So we lost. We lost. We lost at the end of the day, homie. And the only thing I could say is it ain't never gonna be fixed. Keeping it real on some shit goes on both sides. Yeah, yeah, it does. I agree with that. I agree with that. Little crazy. What's up? What up with it, fool? Garcia family was cracking with you, fool. You know what I'm saying? What's popping with the fam, homie? I see Garcia family in the building. We all family, Rada. I'm even in South Africa, the same. It's everywhere, my homie. It's been infiltrated. That's why if you made it to 40 like me, if you in your 40s, homie, if you in your 40s and you've been through and you've seen the most, homie, and you've seen all the craziness, bro, and you've been through the wars and you've been through the most for the turf, bro. If you have an aspect to relax and chill, I push motherfuckers to just chill and enjoy the rest of their life, homie. Because what's gonna happen? You gonna be 40 years old, you gonna still be out here politicking, you gonna still be out here turning up, and you gonna catch another case, and they gonna stretch you for 20 years, they gonna stretch you for 30 years, especially if you have a fucking criminal behavior in the past, bro. You gonna get a big bitch, and then you gonna spend the rest of your life in prison. And you gonna motherfucking go do big bitch time, homie, for this sucker shit that's been going on out here. Cause there's a lot of suckers, bro. You gonna go put in work for the hood, and you gonna do more time for these suckers out here, bro. You gonna be around some fools that some suckers and put your life on the line for these dudes, and knowing they ain't putting their life on the line for they self. That's my whole thing too, is these fools won't even ride for their self. What the fuck do I look like riding for these fools? Cause I ain't got no rope around my neck. You know what I'm saying? Like real shit. Hell yeah, that's what it do. Yeah, hell yeah, that's all we can do, my cousin. Like making money, homie, and you know what I'm saying, just trying to live life and do good, homie. Tell that fool what's up, Ryder. Tell my love what's up, man. To all them fools, bro. Send my love to the real ones, you know. Um, yeah, we just thought we was just chopping it up. I mean, I just had to come. I just had to come drink a cup of coffee. I had a little late night, bro. We had a good night last night, but I seen that long ass fucking novel, homie. I seen that long ass novel. The fool was pissed at me. He was mad at me, my homie. And I'm like, bruh, there's no reason to be mad. There's no reason to be. I'm just telling you what it was, bro. I'm telling you that the original homies from the Nutty and the North Side, fool, and the original, they were holding it down for Denver, bro. North Daniels, that came after, homie. The original fools, and the original fools that we know that really represented that shit, they were probably they probably had the most heart out of all the North Side, the original fools that represented Denver and nothing else, homie. They had more heart for the North than anybody. So I don't know this new aspect of what's going on now, homie. But obviously they're starting to follow trends, right? And that diluted what Denver originals having. And they didn't, and really, to be truthful, homie, they didn't need what the hell. Because that was one thing that said too. They need in order to establish some identity and be real warriors, they had to really, really click up and build. Like, nah, bro. Hell no, they didn't. And I'm not even from the North, fool. I just know that the certain ones I know, they never bow down to anyone. Even when they got rushed, they stood tall, homie. And you got to give props to that shit, because there's not a lot of fools that are going to do that. They're not a lot of fools that are going to stand on their tens. When they see they're getting rushed and it's a real situation, they're going to fold, bro. 80s was the best everything. Hell yeah, homie. That's where the solid ones was, man. That's where the solid rotters was, bro. 80s babies. I'm an 80s baby too. So shout out to all the tribes, man. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to the family, Box State Business. You know, we just chop it up, homie. We chop it up about different things. You know what I'm saying? And I said, man, I woke up and I was kind of groggy because I drank a little bit last night, but I said, man, this fool wrote me a whole ass novel. And when I say a novel, bro, he wrote me a whole. And this is another thing is too, man. If you gonna write me a novel and you gonna spend that much time to write me a novel, make sure you sub up to my channel. Don't be writing me some crazy comments and then I look and your name ain't on the sub list, bro. If you gonna take time out your day to be mad at me and write me a novel, you better hit that subscription and notification bell, and you better hit that share button and go send it to all your homies and let them fools sub up too. Because we need representation over here of the North Side fools too in the North, homie, and North Daniels. Make sure you just hit the sub out count. Because you put a lot of energy into writing me a message. Now I need you to show some support. I need you to show me some love, homie. You know what I'm saying? Like let's get it going. He wrote me a message and didn't even show me no love with no sub, homie. You know? But shout out to him, man, for showing me a little bit of love with you know, shout out him for taking time out of his day to, maybe he was just explaining to me. And yeah, homie might be right, homie. So I'm not disrespecting you in any way, homie. Salute to you. Salute to the XIV fools. Salute to all you fools, right? And maybe you were explaining, you know what I'm saying? But from my experience, I'm just giving you from my views and like where I come from, homie, and what I seen my whole life and what's taken place in different aspects. You know what I'm saying? I'm just giving you an opinion, and really there's facts and receipts on that shit. So there can be no false aspect, that's Heller Navajo way of did you ever watch the film of the Hollies? Yeah, I did. I definitely did. Hell yeah. Or was it the documentary? Yeah, me and the homie actually we did a show on it, bro, and did some like reviews on the whole documentary and did a reaction. It was pretty cool. What up with it? What up with it? Was good with it, fam? All high salute. What's up, my homie? I think that's another Garcia family right there. Yeah, they actually have some good they have some good insight. It's crazy how that shit went down too, homie. But there's a lot of history in the town, bro. Like, that's one thing. That's one thing I always try to create for everybody, homie, is to have some where we could come chop it up and everybody understands and everybody actually could speak on this shit because they're from the Denver Metro, homie. That's why I did it. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, bro, to be real, it's like I'm gonna be truthful. Um, a lot of them videos, to be real, was recommended videos from other people. People asked me to talk about this stuff. People were recommending videos. So I just, to my subs, homie, to the people that asked me to do it, hell yeah. I was gonna give them back what they wanted to hear. You know what I'm saying? I was gonna definitely show them love and give them some content they wanted to hear about the city. Almost Bronco Day. Let's go, man. It's time to smash on some Raiders tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Word on the streets, a lot of people from the Holly don't respect that dude. That's what they say, That's what people were saying. And I really to be real, homie, like I really didn't know too much about it. I just know, but that's kind of crazy though when we talk about how one day homies will be clicked up and homies will be they'll be friends and this and that, and then one day homies should have just explode, and now they're beefing. And I seen it even with my own homie, bro. Saddest day, one of the saddest days of my life, to be real. And this is the truth. I had a homie, and now homie, me and this fool, like I'm to a point with the homie that we will never mend our relationship ever again. Homie, I know you say, oh, it's bigger than that. But homie, if you do some fake ass shit and I see this shit, I don't care if you're the homie or not, something has to be the consequence. We gonna have to fight. And when you tell me you don't want to fight, that you gonna put my life in harm because you ain't gonna fight me, then really, homie, you just on the other side now. You now just deal with what that situation is. But it goes to show you, homie, like It doesn't matter if you had homies from day one. One day can ruin your whole friendship. Terrible shit, fool. I know homies that have been rocking with each other forever, homie, and they stole from their own homies, robbed their own homies. And we was talking about that last night. Me and my partner was talking about that shit last night, bro. Like, homie, like friends and all that shit was like some teenage shit. That's my friend right there. That was like what we did when we were teenagers, bro. I don't need friends, homie. At this age, I don't want friends. I don't want, I'm saying, I say it like this, man. Like, if you're in my life, you're only in my life till you get tired of me or I get tired of you. And that's not a disrespect, but like, people don't even have it in them to be real, homie. People don't even have it in them, like, to be real individuals, homie. 2025 got people so selfish, homie. There's no more brotherhood, homie. Like, when I grew up, it was all about brotherhood, and now it's everybody for themselves. Everybody's for their self. I meet people on here that I feel like are more authentic than fools that I know in the streets. And let me put this out, because I know some of my homies watch this shit. The real ones, this is not ill intended for you guys, because I know I'm gonna hear like, damn, why is this food trip? Why is Sev tripping? This is just a general aspect to people that are even from the hood and that clique, that are from the clique and all that shit. It's just the reality, bro. I know the real ones that I can actually be like, that's my family right there. And it will never be no bad aspect towards you fools, because half of you fools are my real life family. You guys are my family. And I love you fools for that. I love my riders for that. But to say that I got love for it, to say that, and don't get me wrong too, memories, and what I'm saying, memories, we done caused hecticness in these streets, and anybody that ever had conflict with us that's still here standing, bro, can never say that we didn't bring heat, and can never say we didn't apply pressure, because that's all we did out there. Anybody we were tripping with, there was going to be pressure on a regular. I miss some of that aspect. I miss what we created, definitely. The homies that were riding at the time, definitely. That will always be in me as a warrior for what we created, but I can't even say that it's some shit that I'm actually just like, that's the sick, cuz. I love that shit. Like, nah, bro. The fuck, I'm 40 years old. I love chilling. I was at the Golden Lights last night. That's what I love doing, my homie, going and enjoying life nowadays. I was over there with the family, homie. We were having a good old time. I love trying to have some good things in life, homie, and enjoy peace, homie, a peace of mind. What's going on? Shit, we chilling, bro. We just chopping it up. It was just a little bit about a video I did. Somebody was mad at a video I did like about 8 months ago, and chose to write me a whole novel. He was pretty irritated with the Sev, and he left me a message. So I had to, he took time out of his day. So I wanted to respond, because it was brand new and I didn't want to miss it, and it was brand new. And I came and told him, I had to be real with it, bro. There was no extras with that shit. I just had to be real, you know? And I know, people hear different things, and they be like, oh, that fool's talking about the hood. That fool's talking about the gang. And it's like, no, I'm not talking about the gang. Because even with that, even let's say this, the Colorado North Daniels, right? I know some solid fools that were on the yard, and they were aggressors, but you know what that got them? Every time they aggressed, they went to CSP and caught more time. That's how they had to live their life at that time. They had to actually get out and put in work right away. And you gotta think about that shit in politics, and that's respectable, bro. You get out of the hole from doing some years out of CSP ad sake, and immediately when you go back to the compound, homie, you're already getting off on somebody. You gotta respect that shit. But that's a stressful way to fucking live. That's a stressful ass way to live, bro. That's a stressful way to live. You know you're going back to the hole and you know you're going to catch more time. But in that life, it's expected. In that life, you gotta actually, that's what you have to do. It's mandatory. Um, what up, Blue Locust? Cracking with you, bro. All right, salute. um, that's why you gotta keep a small circle. Hell yeah, bro. And I do. I got 3, 4 solid people that I fuck with nowadays. That's it. And I know all these fools. I don't even got a second question these dudes. They gonna punch up somebody before I even have to say anything. They're gonna be the ones gonna take off on somebody. If my life is in their hands, I know I'm good. My dream car is a Hellcat. Man, you don't know nothing about no damn Hellcat. You don't want to race. You don't want no smoke, my homie. You want to race? That's what you're trying to say? Way to make forward progress. I'm happy to see. Yeah, homie. I feel like that's my duty now. I live 40 years. I'm in my 40s now too, bro, and I can't for myself. I can't take heed to my blessings. I mean, can't take heed to the blessings, bro. Like I enjoy life. I enjoy to be real with you, homie. I guess at the end of the day, for myself, I realized something about myself, bro. To be real, 100. That Savage Sev. I never was this evil ass person, homie. I never was this mean ass as a kid. Politics turned me into a different type of an individual. Politicking, bro. Because I was actually a happy ass kid. I was loving. I love my family. And that shit diluted me to be hateful, bro. What up? What up? What up? Mo high salute. I love one of the main things for me was family, bro. I love my family. I love my cousins. I love my relatives, and I was a loving ass person. I wasn't this big ass hateful person, bro. I shared this story with people. My dad got dropped when I was 14 years old, bro. That fool got hit. They hit that fool. That put a lot of hatred in me because they just killed my pops. I had all the potential to go down and do sports, fool. And then not to even go into any depths, but my cousins, homie, they didn't beef with just random street fools, homie. My cousins actually beef with fools that were demented, bro. That everybody knows of these dudes having being basically killers. That's who my cousins beef with. So we took on the hatred of that shit too. And at an early age, I was already going to war with fucking people we should have never been going to war with. So that's what kind of gave me hatred, homie. That's what gave me hatred. And then I'm not a fool that just does shit half stepping. I'm an extremist when I do shit. I extremely go over fucking what you're supposed to do, and I literally try to push it to the max, no breaks. And I created my own chapter from the set. And I literally had little homies, and the little homies were, it was mandatory to be on this and this and this and fuck. And this is how bad my mindset was. Fuck money. We gangbanging, homie. I don't give a fuck about money, homie. It's all about eliminating. It's all about tripping. It's all about being a frontliner. You motherfuckers want to be all peaceful because y'all want to. That's how I thought about it. Y'all want to make money because you guys are peaceful. Y'all fools will get money with these fools from the other side, bro, because you want peace. Fuck that money shit. You better get to the hood, homie. The hood comes before anything. That's how I really thought. Knowing damn well that's not how it goes. But at that time, homie, nothing mattered but the hood. Nothing mattered but the hood, homie. And that's a fucked up mindset because you eliminate yourself from any type of success. You need money in this world, right? And then if you don't have money, you can't bond out of fucking cases. You got to have money to bond out of cases. Homie, one reason why when I was fighting my case, I didn't bond out. I didn't have enough money to bond out. I had to fight that case in the county till they gave me a plea bargain that I actually had a little bit of time to fucking get out and fucking get life again, homie. You know what I'm saying? Like, my big cousin, Bible Little Weak Logan Saint from Arapahoe Truce, he always taught us, he always tried to teach us to get money, to be real. No fabrication on that. That fool was always trying to teach us to get money. So that's what I remember getting sick before hitting the streets. Hell yeah, that fucking PTSD, homie, anxiety. My cousin always tried to tell us to get money. My cousin had a rule at one time, bro, that when you're with him and they're making money, you don't even come gangbanger tire. You don't because I had a tendency to be blue rag down, blue dickies, blue chucks with the pistol, tripping on everything. We out there, if we see some fools that look gang related and we're trying to make money and sell units, I'm tripping off fools and like, what's up, cuz? The fuck, where you from? And this fool would get mad at me sometimes, like, cuz you can't be doing that shit. We trying to make some bread out here. I'm like, fuck that bread, homie. That fool's from what? That fool's from over there. Fuck that. I messed up a lot of opportunities for myself, homie. I know this with the Bloods and the Denver, when they get done dirty by their hood, they start. And that's probably, I think that goes both ways though. Cause I know some ex, I can't even say they were ex Crips, but that's what they represented. They started messing with the Don Moves too. They started messing with the Don Moves. There's some um notable Bloods that used to be from certain Crip hoods and vice versa. So I think that goes both ways. But yeah, and I see that. And I never understood that shit either, because that just, man, I could see this being from some hood, and then you get put on basically the same organization. Like you go from maybe, what I'm saying, these fools from Trey, and then you start messing with the Trey dudes. Well, and at that time it's kind of a different aspect, but like it's still like that I don't really look down upon that all the way, homie. But if you go from being this all the way to the enemigos on that other side, homie, like what? What up, Big Chew? What's good with you, Brody? How you doing, fam? Yeah, so that's what it was, bro. Like, and then, homie, to be truthful, to be 100, I say this all the time, and I know people honestly don't really understand this to a T, but when we started cripping, homie, in the late 90s, homie, early 2000s, cripping was just crip. It didn't have nothing to do with racial shit, right? Even though down the road, you start learning this shit, right? You start understanding. But at that time, it was just the set, homie. It was just banging, homie. Like before we even could acknowledge that shit, bro, we already had war on our hands. So I didn't really put it two and two like that. And if you was a revolution and you was banging and you was cripping, I had love for you. I didn't know about all the separation because I didn't see it like that. If you was the revolution and cripping, homie, you got love from Sev. Everybody knows it's not like that, right? And it was wild because my whole time, homie, we didn't really, we had our own shit going, and the homies had us such in a bubble of what we were doing, and we were worried about that shit. We didn't think about cripping is some black shit and it's a black gang. Homie, I really didn't give a fuck about none of that shit. I knew what was going on with the hood, and I knew what was going on with us. So all that shit, when I hit the penitentiary and it was a different culture shock, it was a different culture shock because now you see the separations, and all Crips mess with the Crips. Not all Crips mess with these Crips. And these fools are separated from these fools, and the Denver fools have their own shit, and they don't mess with Cali fools. Cali fools don't mess with Denver fools. And even in the east side, you got separation with these Crips that trip with these fools. And then you got the aspect of some fools automatically push the Black Panther movement, right? And that's where you get the racial shit. But for the longest, homie, that wasn't even a thought process to us. Because not all my homies is black either. A lot of my homies is Mexicano, a lot of the OGs. And even the black homies, they were around Spanish families. Some of the homies were around Spanish families. In the projects, we didn't have that shit. So it was not common that one of your homies in the projects is your bestest friend. He's black. That was the brother right there. He would be at the house spending the night eating, and I'll be at his house. And it was just common, homie. That's just how we lived. It was not, them fools are black and this is a Rasa thing and this, we didn't see that type of culture, bro. I mean, see, that's how I mean, and you must have not, you must have not been in the prison system or never been locked up. That's kind of a myth. The only fools that get their booties touched is the fools that actually like that shit. Unless you owe money on the yard, but not it's not common that fools just get raped every day, bro. I love civilians that ask questions like that. Don't, but for you, don't just stay away because with that question right there, bro, you might get your booty took. You know what I'm saying? Like if you don't know, you're gonna go in there blinded. If you never know about that, bro, just stay away from. Don't even ask me questions. Like that's not a life you want to even know about. Stay your civilian ass in the comment section and just shut up and learn and like try to absorb this shit for you never get your booty took, bro. I feel like the Black Panther died year after year. Nah, and I don't want to, and it probably did, my homie. And I know that was a big aspect for people to actually have some, love with the fam, bro. I just never really focused in on that shit. I focused in on community revolution and progress in the C machine. Mind is still hard as stone. C machine moving on. Blue still blue flag. Cripping back. No turning back. Hold the C, hold it high. Forever forward. Do or die. Who says Crip say? Who the greatest? Crip's the greatest. Can't stop, won't stop, will not see stopped. Like I focused in on that revolution shit. I never focused in on what was this is the black culture and you in a black gang because my homies, like I said, a lot of the homies is Mexicano and a lot of the homies is respected. So we didn't really even trip off that shit. That was not nothing on a daily basis we even looked at, you know? Now, I say like this, if the SA culture was in the hood and that's what the hood was, we probably would adapt it to the SA culture. But there was no SA culture in the hood. We were project babies. Shout out to Gun on Duty from the Chickies. Hell yeah, man, he doing his thing. He doing his thing. Hell yeah, I'm all right, salute to them. But I'll tell you this, when I hit that penitentiary, I wasn't willing to, I wasn't willing to, I wasn't willing to step on my politics either. So I already had so many years for the gang. I was not going to step on my politics. I was going to denounce Crippin. I wasn't going to click up with these fools from this. I wouldn't even know how to be that shit at that time. Some fool asked, they try to get me to get put on the G. They did, homie. A lot of fools, some fools, they presented that shit like you should get put on the G, homie. I'm like, cuz I wouldn't even know how to be a G. I'm straight Crip down, bro. I would probably bring Crip politics into your shit. Plus, that was just not me. I'm not from the West Side, right? But there is some East Side G's. My uncles, you know what I'm saying? Some of my uncles is originally from the East, but they're G's, homie. Like they're real like bona fide G's. And I wasn't willing to put down that flag for nobody. And I was outnumbered in that shit, bro. You don't know how many Chicano bloods there is, homie. They don't like that shit. You know what I'm saying? They don't like that shit. It seems like the Mexicanos and the Chicano bloods trip more than some of the black fools that were on the yard when it was Damus. Because them Chicano and Mexicanos, they're deeper. And Mexicans, bro, we just warriors. Like we just always want to be in some fucking hecticness shit. some of them fools, they seen a wet etho hit the yard and I'm Crip down, not giving a fuck. Oh, they don't like me off top. Them fools are like, who's this fool? Some of them fools think I'm white. Some of them fools know the family. They're like, what the hell, homie? And I was blatantly with gangbanging all the way through. So I made it very uncomfortable for people around me at that time. Fools be like, this fool, bro. This fool, what the hell? I be blood. Yeah, man. Well, leave it alone, bro. You don't want, what are you doing? What are you doing with your life, Rada? Don't be blooding. He says sometimes, and if you're a blood, you better push the line all the time. Don't be half stepping, bro. Salute to my galleons, homie. Salute to my galleons, definitely. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's one of my riders. That's some of the riders right there, 100%. They're another original neighborhood, bro. That just put it down for the Denver Metro. You gotta have respect for that shit. Before Bloods and Crips and all that shit, the G's were putting it down. The G's was putting it down, homie. That's why I have so much love for the G. Because they was a representation of Denver, homie. You want to know real representation of Denver, homie? You got to look at them G's, bro. Like everything was Denver. I remember the G's were so Denver, bro. They would have big ass Bronco tattoos and the Denver skylines, homie, and the Colorado Rocky symbol. Like, damn, these fools is representation of Denver before anything, bro. They represent Denver, homie. That's why I respected that shit, because they were all Denver, bro. I remember one of their homies wanted to be a Raider fan, bro. Them motherfuckers wanted to violate this fool. Nah, G, we Denver, homie. What up? I'm like, damn, okay, Denver, let's go. Mall High Babies, let's go. For real though, that ain't no cap either, fool. That's just the reality, bro. But you know, like some of my main some of my main riders, bro. Like respect to all them fools, homie. But yeah, they try to give me. They did. They presented it in a brother manner too. And like, if I wasn't anybody else but myself, I probably would have been like I would have been like D Mac, OG D Mac. That's the relative Johnny and Jeff Cisneros family. All the homies that I know from the G, I probably would have been one of them fools that followed suit and got put on the galleon. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I had to keep it 100 to myself. Like, cuz, nah, you've been doing this shit too long. You've been cripping way too long. There's no going into prison and joining a whole different neighborhood that you don't really know nothing about. Like, damn. Because I was a rider from the turf. What do I look like being a foot soldier for another hood? But that's how it goes sometimes, because multiple people actually hit me up to be from different sets. They was like, cuz we just be from the set. Even some other lokes too. Cuz be from the set. Cuz just get put on the set. Like, nah, fool. Man, I'm good. He said I'll be blood in halftime. He said halftime, fool. Was they finding the money? Nah, that's a don't even pay attention to that fool, man. He has autism. So he just says shit just out of nowhere, bro. He'll just say some random shit. You can't really yellow bag of, oh hell yeah, let's go, man. I got my Keefy shot. Go get it. I got the Keefy shot, bro. I'm just toasted, man. I was waking up. Honestly, I went to bed pretty early in the morning, and I got up because regardless, I'm programmed to get up early, man. And I was half like drunk, still buzzed a little bit. And then I seen this long ass comment. Is the stove behind you from? Hell yeah. Look at it. Hell yeah. That's one of them OG stoves, my homie. We keep it original around these parts. 1970, man. I wish we could go back. Is it hard being poor? I would actually be lying if I said it wasn't. But you know what? Being poor sometimes, being poor, it actually gives you a reality check, homie. You know, appreciate appreciate what you have. Appreciate it. If you appreciate what you have, bro, and just don't always want to like step out of your lane and be a top dog and try to paint this picture about what you're not, you'll do a lot better. Hell yeah, it's an OG stuff, homie. I really live in some borderline projects of Green Mountain, homie. So we live in the slums of Green Mountain. How do they have some slums of Green Mountain? They say every place got a ghetto, and not saying that the neighborhood's ghetto, but these apartments sometimes it feels like they ghetto as hell. But I'd rather have that old ass 1970 stove than be in the prison trying to eat a ramen noodle off the microwave. I'll take the stove. I can deal with the stove. Man, what I cannot deal with is standing in line to try to fry up a fucking ramen noodle at the end of the night when there's 5 people trying to get in line, homie. And I don't even have to cook. I don't even have to cook the spread. It's a butt naked noodle. It's the butt naked ramen, bro. And I gotta wait 5 people. Man, I'd rather have this old ass stove. And see, there's not a line for this stove. It might be old, homie. There's not a line. I could just go to this stove and cook something right away. I ain't gotta, hey, you got next? Man, that shit used to be some bullshit. Bullshit. Man, and especially if the one, because there were used to, sometimes there was two microwaves, but if there was only one microwave, you might as well just crumble them fucking ramen noodles up and turn them into chips. You might as well turn the ramen noodles into some chips and put the seasoning in the thing and just crunch it up. Yeah, 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 yeah. So yeah, man, just sit your ass down, sub up to the thing, and learn about where you don't want to go. Let me be an example for you. Don't ever go to prison. Don't ever go to prison, homie. It's not a good spot, you know? You just sit down, keep quiet, and maybe learn something, bro. Or tell your next, like your relatives, don't go to prison. Look at this fool's YouTube channel, and they'll teach you don't ever go to prison. See, there's a purpose why you came across my channel. But make sure you sub up because I'm gonna be very mad at you if I look and yo ass is talking to me in this fucking comment section and your name ain't on the sub list, bro. You know? What up with it? Need to get a porter to heat it up. Yeah, that shit was. Hey, homie, can you do this for me real quick? Hey, bro, warm that shit up 2 minutes for. Ah, God. You know who the fools, hey, go get it. You know who used to piss me off with the microwave, bros? Them fools that make suckers. The sucker man. I mean, they blow out the whole microwave. Like, and that'd be the only microwave you have and he messed up the whole microwave. Like, damn, fool, how did you make so many suckers? It just blew out the whole microwave. Now we don't got a microwave? Man. So I'm not even gonna cap though, bro. I don't even like a lot of times I don't even use the oven. I use the air fryer. I got an air fryer. What you know? I mean, you talk about my old ass oven. I don't even use that shit. I use the air fryer for everything. That and there was always extras with that shit too, fool. There was always extras for with that shit. But hey, if you could make the suckers and you had the ability, I'm the dude that would buy the suckers, homie. Like you got the suckers for sale. Let me get one of them fools. Let me get one. Let me get a couple of them. What do you do a package for 10 of them suckers? That shit was bullshit. Go get it, bro. That shit was bullshit, homie. Man. Now, hey, we can now now we can just go buy some suckers from the store, homie. Go to 7-Eleven and buy some suckers. Uh, Let me go. I'm about to go get some real suckers, homie. I ain't wait. Hey, and then you be like, "Hey, homie, you gonna have any more of them suckers?" Yeah, bro. I gotta get some shit. This canteen. I'll have some suckers next week. You be craving some suckers for a whole week. Like, damn, the fuck. But I have to. I gotta be real though, fool. I couldn't have a store though. I would eat through that shit. I would eat through my whole store. Like that's why I never ever was successful with a store, bro. I'd eat through that whole shit. My whole store would get eaten up. And they were, I promise you, they had the best type of fucking ingredients on that shit. Especially if you got the seasonal and then you got the regular and then you got the Christmas. Oh, you were set. You were set. And and everybody knew when that shit hit. Everybody. Like damn fool, that fool just hit. Why did he have $100 sack? And then he got the $100 sack, and then he got the $100 sack, and then his people sent him the sack from the streets, and then he got the special catalog. Hey, grab a gang of them hot sausages, bros. The summer sausages, the pepper jack cheese. My shit was the muffins, homie. Have a cup of coffee with some muffins. Me and my friends are making frog balloons. Nice. Hey, when you get data back, homie, and see how far it goes, let me know because I would like to see if you guys actually reached the outer the outer space. Let me know if you guys actually reached the dome. Boom. That's kind of tight though. But who's are you blowing up all the balloons, fool? Or the big blue? Oh hell yeah, that was luxury right there, my homie. Have the whole. I would actually put that shit in the microwave. The muffin with the butter. Boom. Put the hazelnut coffee up. Put the hazelnut coffee on, bro. Have the whole fucking unit smell like hazelnut. I was poor as growing up. Me and my whole family. Hell yeah, man. We made it though. That's the trooper right there, bro. We made that shit. Being poor didn't stop us. That just made us strong, homie. Made us strong. These kids nowadays don't even know what poor means because everybody, to be real, everybody tries to actually take their kids and not have them grow up like we did. So now I know a gang of people are like, my kids ain't grown up how we did. We're gonna give them everything. So a lot of these little youngsters don't even know what it was like how we grew up, bro. We struggled. All of us struggled. Mama struggled. And we were real just humbled kids, bro. We appreciate it. My mom couldn't even get presents for Christmas. I mean, she would make us presents off the hard earn of her crafting, homie, and I'll be happy. Like, damn, mom really crafted this shit. Nowadays, you'll get some kids some cool ass shit, and they'll be disappointed, throwing tantrums like, fool, I'll beat your little ass, homie. You gotta appreciate that shit, fool. Yeah, with the butter, you know that shit hits different, fool. The hazelnut, man, I love that shit. That was my favorite coffee. I can't even find that same flavor to hazelnut, bro. For some reason, I does anybody, and this so a little insight, homie, a little insight. My wife, bro, my wife, she's the one that came up with this idea. She wants me to cook up four main foods that they cook for Christmas in prison. So I was thinking about doing the rice bowl. I was thinking about doing burritos, in-house nachos. What else could I do? What else could we do? Fat bastards. Oh, I might have to hit off the fat bastards, homie. Because them fat bastards, them were the shits right there. They were good. I could smash, especially put on that good ass cheese, bro. Like, yeah, I think I'm gonna do fat bastards. Bro, I was a cook for the cops and damn, okay, you was hooking it up. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. Now I need, man. So I need to come up with the in-house nachos, the rice bowl, fat bastards, burritos. That'll be the four foods that I make. But I have to try to find like I have to find DOC's menu that you can order for Amazon, bro. Because I honestly think you can. Because I wanted to taste that hit that you hit, like the good shit. Because I try to make that shit out here. It don't even taste like how we used to cook in the DOC. Sour pork on rice. Ooh, yeah, let's go, Rada. Are there any? Nah, not really out here. I mean, there probably is some, but they don't really. The big dudes out here are 211 boys, homie. That's the bigger ones out here, and I don't really know too much about them. I just know that they're the ones that have the solid. They got a lot. They had a lot of solid members, but yeah, the Aryan Brotherhood. I really didn't come across too many. It was more 211. The 211. They had like the keys for all the white boys. Those the top dishes. Yeah, bro. Like, but I want to cook it up where it's like to the T. I want to cook it up like to the T, bro. And she actually is the one that came up with it. She seen some shit on TikTok and she said, bro, can we do this for Christmas? Forget all the regular shit. Can you cook up all the four make all the four main dishes of prison, like, and cook it up, and we'll have it like a freaking Christmas dinner. I said, damn, you a real life writer. You a real life Bonnie and Clyde, fool. Just made a big pot of, oh, what's up, Rod? I need some green. I need some chili, man, in my life. Hell yeah, that sounds good too. I'm a little hungry, homie. Really, to be truthful, that's why I'm just need to make the food truck for those fat bastards, homie. Ooh, that was my favorite. That was my favorite out of all of them, homie. The fat bastards. Fat bastards hit. If you don't know about the fat bastards, all the foods that never been a DLC, you have to know. You have to. You gotta actually learn. Like meet up with somebody that knows how to cook a real fat bastard, bro. And I guarantee you'll want to eat that shit just for regular. Are you in the hood? Nah, I'm not in the hood, bro. I'm in the suburbia. I'm in suburbia chilling. I got a nice view, bro. Like outside, you can just look at the view. Nah, hell nah, fool. I don't want to live in the hood. Hell nah. My apartments are considered low income. And even here, bro, I be going outside and it be tweakers. I'm like, bro, here we go again. I don't want to be around the tweakers, man. What's up with you, bro? You good? You over there getting high again? Nah, I don't. I'm not trying to live in the hood, man. Worst spread is anything the chow. That's it, man. I rather just cook it up, food, than go to the chow hall. I don't want to. I don't want even want to go to the chow hall, and don't let it be spaghetti night because that shit was nasty, fool. I always try to skip spaghetti night. Pizza night too, bro. Pizza was nasty too. How do you mess up pizza and spaghetti night? You would think those are the good. You would think those were the good ones, bro. You would think actually those were the good one. You would think that was the good meals, bro. But I don't think I ever been to a facility, bro, where the pizza was good. But you better you man if we had chicken night, I'm trying to buy like 6 pieces from people. Hey, the Muslims, bro, you're gonna eat your chicken? Let me buy your chicken, fool. They used to be like, yeah, bro, I'll sell you this chicken, and I'll pay extra for the chicken too. That's crazy, fool. Mhm. But yeah, man, Mall High salute, man. Mall High salute. Could you make raw protein? Get raw protein. Um, nah, homie. They had this shit called. Was that shit called Lean Meal? It was called Lean Meal, bro. I think. So the homies that were in the penitentiary, was that shit called Lean Meal? Yeah, that was like the closest protein, like the protein powder that people got. And and people in there are creative, homie. So like they found a way to actually use creamer as like protein, but the lean meal was like I think it was like eggs. I think it was like an egg powder or something. So people usually use that. But the biggest way that people actually just like expand, homie, is ramen noodles. Like fools be eating that shit like it's good. They would make big ass ramen noodle bowls. Um, so yeah, that's a whey protein. There we go. That's what it was. Yeah, it was whey protein. Whey protein? Yeah, man, I think it was I don't know, bro. I remember foods that were like into like working out. I thought they called it lean meal though. But it might have been whey protein. And then if you could, homie, you would want to buy at least a week 100 ramen noodles, 100 soups. Because that 100 soups, you could eat that shit all day. And that's kind of what people really, really smashed on. Macro, because you could buy packs of macro in there. You could buy, you know, refried beans. But the macro, how I did it, bro, I would go to the weight pile, and as soon as I was done working out, I'll crack open the macro, and I'll eat that shit at the weight pile with a fork, homie, because that was like the best fish that they had in there. Um, Nuz is in a sow block next to mine. They had another go at him last night. Damn. I try to tell him, I try to like see, that's why I wish he would have listened to me, but he went to the county now. Nuz went to the county, bro. Like, and now what you're saying is he's going through it, but we always say this: once you make your bed, you got to sleep in it, right? I don't know, man. He's gonna have to get through this somehow. Hopefully Nuz don't come out. He don't come out like fully turned out. Hopefully he don't come back to YouTube and he's in a full on relationship with a man. That wouldn't be good. That wouldn't be good. That would be terrible. I try to be an example, but then again, look at one person he was chilling with over there, bro. That fool glorified DOC. So Nuz probably actually liked what homie was saying. And now Nuz wanted to go experience it for himself. And it's like, Nuz, come on, man. You're not a convict. You're not a prison fool. Like, what are you gonna do if you get into the county? Man, chill your little ass down. Now you gotta go into the county jail, man, fighting for your life. But hey, you gotta sometimes people gotta learn the hard way. So going back to when I was saying the chicken, especially them chicken nights, bro, that's when you really wanted to have a good ass workout because you get all them pieces of chicken and just smash that shit. Good source of protein. What's up? Come here. Come here. What y'all got going on this Saturday, man? You guys doing anything good? I'm about to tonight. I'm gonna go to the Zoo Lights. Go to the Denver Zoo Lights. They have a little thing tonight, Denver Zoo Lights. So me and wifey, we're gonna go up there. If you guys get a chance and you're in the Denver metro, it's probably outside of your way. But Golden last night, I went over there. We went over there. It's actually pretty tight. They lit up that whole downtown area, and it's pretty cool. So we was over there last night. I'm gonna go to the Denver Zoo Lights tonight. Hell yeah. Shit, hey, whatever makes you happy, man, enjoy that shit. You know, if you ain't gotta do too much and you just chilling today, man, smoke a couple blunts, eat some good food. Nah, yeah, hell yeah. Hell yeah. That's what it is. I'm gonna send me another cup of coffee and then I'll stay on here for a little bit more. Um, yeah, that shit what's up, man. But yeah, bro, I'm gonna start going into a lot more of my YouTube studios because I kind of erased it. I kind of erased it, the YouTube studios, but I turned it back on and I've been seeing a lot of comments. So are Somalian gangs in Minnesota much more dangerous than gangs? I really, to be truthful, bro, I don't know. I really just don't know like how to separate what they every gang could have dangerous aspect. Foods in Denver, I mean, there's dangerous foods everywhere. I don't really know how to like equal that out because there's killers in every place. Like there's a food out of kill in every place you go. So, what's more danger and what's more not, I couldn't tell you. I just know the streets all the way is trash, bro. That shit's overrated. So, that's that right there. The streets been watered down for a little minute. There ain't too much going on no more, man. And it's actually, to be truthful, nowadays in 2025, they say that a lot of the cities have mellowed out more than the 90s and 80s. Like that's when a lot of shit was going on. So it's been nowadays it's kind of I think it's more mellow in a lot of cities and states. Everywhere they say that. 80s and 90s was terrible, but like it's mellowed out a lot everywhere. I think the difference though back then it was like it was a little more serious and there's probably was more you would get disciplined by the streets. You would get disciplined by your homies and people like with discipline. Nowadays people just randomly do shit and there's no thought behind it. There's no people disciplining, you know what I'm saying? Like you can't discipline people or youngsters nowadays because they'll try to kill you if you discipline. Um, Colorado tat headed, nicely. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. See that right there? Boom. That Colorado drip. That Colorado drip. Look at the Denver skyline on that shit, homie. We got the young cash register, the skyline. Boom. Um, 6ix9ine broke the code now. Yeah, man. He did. And he's out here still doing his he's out here still doing his shit, bro. Black looks solid. Yeah, he actually did it pretty nice, man. He still got that tattoo parter too, man. So if you guys need some tats, let me know for sure. 6ix9ine was a big aspect. Like he did some dirty shit, man, and he was really in a situation, bro, where he just thought it was funny, and he became the biggest face on this social media site playing around, and then he snitched. He told, and these fools that had him around, like you can't even have pity on them because why would you have that fool around you guys saying that he's from your hood? So they kind of got what they deserved, and then he literally just told on everybody when the time got hard. So that shit was a no bueno. Nah, for sure. Everybody knew that shit. Everybody knew that he wasn't really authentic. He wasn't really a real one. But that goes to show you, homie, like you can pay to just act like you belong, and they put their self in that predicament. That's why you can't have pity because you're letting this fool bang your shit for some money. You're allowing this fool to get you guys in all kinds of beefs and like trip with these fools and put in a whole car in a whole predicament. Because if it gets to popping and fools get laid down over the shit, you're getting laid down for this sucker ass fool over here, and he ain't even a real one. You're fighting a war for this dude, but you're allowing it in the name of you fools. That's why you can. That's why nowadays, bro, like you could pay to be a part of these dudes, and it's just crazy. Met those fools for the gummy video. I just laugh at it because like I could never have somebody just, bro. I honestly, to be truthful, and this probably was me, but I used to hate when fools would come around us and they would try to use our lingo, try to use the lingo, like, what's up, cuz? I'm like, why you cussing me, homie? You ain't even no crip. Don't cuss me. Like, don't try to be us, be yourself. So I definitely never seen just allowing somebody to play with your shit, play with your politics. That's why nobody respects it no more, because anybody can be whatever they want, you know? Um, yeah, corny. That's why he exposed it, and for a good reason. Nah, I don't know. Never a good reason. You don't get to snitch at all. Snitching. There's no snitching at all. It doesn't matter if your baby mom get ran through. It doesn't matter if they steal from you. It doesn't matter if they actually kidnap you, beat you up. In the code of gangbang culture, you don't get an excuse for that shit. That's what the gang culture is, homie. So none of that. He exposed it. We don't like that. Doesn't mean shit to me. That's irrelevant. I don't care about none of that. So you want to play with fire? You got to take what fire brings. You want to play with that fire? You got to take when it burns your ass. You can't crumble. Hell nah. But that's the difference between civilians, and I take it that you might be a civilian, and people that come from the culture. That's why there's a separation. Civilians, they won't ever understand that they have to stay in the civilian lane. You know what I'm saying? Don't even try to understand it because it's not something you'll ever understand. Nowadays, they don't put homies on. They get blessed. Damn, I'm going to bless you on, Rada. I'm going to bless you on. You know, I'm going to bless you on. That's crazy to me, bro. You want to be blessed on? You've been with the homies for a week and a half. You want to be blessed on the hood? That was crazy and weird too. They met that fool over music, knowing he was just a civilian boy. And they said, hey, if you pay a little bit of money, you can bang our neighborhood. And this idiot, this dummy, really just was like, let me try to be a part of the gang culture, even if I'm playing. Let me try to be a part of the gang culture, even if I'm playing. And really act like I'm really in these trenches because I want to have this image. So now the heat got put on your ass. And as soon as you seen that the real was, bro, and you seen that they ain't playing with you, your little dumbass breaks and crumbles like a broad. And now you want to cry about what they did to me. These dudes were mean to me. These dudes, they did me dirty. Your little dumbass should have never been around that shit. You should have just like you kind of an idiot for thinking that it's all fun and games, homie, and it's all just clear sailing, bro. Like, no, that's not how it goes. That's not how it goes at all. If I pull down pants in the county, would it be considered putting in work? Nah, you would become a punk. If you pull down your pants in the county, you're gonna have one of them predators at your ass, and you're gonna be cleaning the South for Bobby Johnson over there. You're gonna become somebody's boyfriend. I mean, to each his own, you might like that shit. You know what I'm saying? But they'll probably turn your ass out. They'll probably turn your ass out immediately. They're gonna be like, oh, this fool just pulled out. That's easy access. Like, that's right there is refreshing. And you're gonna have a predator, homie, you're gonna have a prison dad. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe you never had a dad in the streets. Maybe that's where you meet your pops, you know? I'm from Pueblo. AD, he went to jail in Denver. Who went? Oh, did he? AD went to jail and who? AD from No Jumper or who? First time. Yeah, Young Thug's a mark too. Anybody that told is really a mark. But then again, too, look at Young Thug, bro. He was wearing dresses, so you can't take that serious either. He was wearing mini skirts and purses. Oh, you went to jail. Okay. Uh, damn. When did you go to Denver County? I'm from Pueblo. Me went to jail in Denver first time. Okay, okay, yeah, man. The Denver County changed a lot. It definitely changed a lot. You know, they built a lot of new shit over there. Well, like when you go into court and shit, yeah, at the Denver City. Oh, damn. Okay. I never been to Pueblo County, my homie. I've been to Denver County, and I never been to Pueblo County. I've been to all the counties in the Denver metro, from Jeffco to Adams to Arapahoe, Denver, Denver City, Boulder. I've been to multiple counties, even Springs. I went to Springs for a couple weeks too. I went to the Young Springers. The Boulder County was probably the easiest county I ever been in. Boulder County, Boulder County, they were giving us headphones and popcorn and pop and shit on Friday nights for movie night. Hell yeah, my homie, they was giving us popcorn and pop and giving us headsets for movie night. They let you work right away in Boulder County, give you a trustee position. And usually in other counties, you gotta kind of earn them. But Boulder County, they was trying to make it a little easier, you know? They was trying to make it a little easier for people. I said, damn, where do they do this? Boulder? But they actually got voted for like one of the more nicer counties in Colorado. I don't miss that shit though, bro. I don't miss the county. I don't miss none of that shit. County was probably the worst time I ever did. I hated the county. I fucking hated the county. I'd rather be in prison than go to the county. I'd rather go do my time in prison than do a two. I'd rather do 5 years in prison than do 2 years in the county, bro. The county is just trash. Trash. And I spend from Denver to Jeffco, Denver, and then Jeffco. I spent 2 years straight almost fighting my case from Jeffco County all the way to Denver County. Longest years of my life. Longest years. That's why when they had said 10 years, like the 10-year stipulated sentence, I hopped on that shit right away. Like, give me to prison. Give me the DOC because I don't want to spend another day in the county. Yeah, I was like, give me to DOC. I do not want to go. I do not want to spend another day in this county. I was gonna try to sign a 16-year sentence because I wanted to get out the county so bad. I was about to tell them fools to let me sign a 16-year sentence. And then they came with a 10-year sentence. I said, let me sign that shit immediately. Signed it up. Let's go, homie. Let's get this shit rocking. And Jefferson County Jail, just the pot I was in, it was it really did suck because it was just like so controlled. The pot I was in, it was the top tier came out for a couple hours, the bottom tier. And they would do that a couple times, like one time a day or some shit, max. And everybody in there, like I was saying, bro, was fighting big ass cases. So my time looked little to everybody, right? Everybody's fighting these big ass cases and triple life, and they're trying to give these fools the death penalty and all this and that. And I'm like, bro, damn. And the old school fools telling me, because I'm like, I'm new to this, I'm new to all this. They're like, you're gonna go home. You're gonna go home. And in my mind, I couldn't even see me going home because all the time that they said I was looking at. And I'm thinking to myself, I ain't never going home, fool. I'm never gonna go home. Like, damn, bro. Like, I'm about to catch all this time. And these fools are showing me their shit, bro. And they're looking at 2,000 years. And I said, fuck. This shit is real. So when they came with a plea bargain that gave me some time to get back out to the streets, I didn't give a care if it was 16 years. I said, man, let me sign that. I'll be out again. And I was going to sign the 16-year deal. 16 years, bro. But it all worked out. It all worked out. And I remember when them fools came to get me for DOC, they sent me to DRDC. And I remember going from the county to DRDC. That DRDC is 23-hour lockdown. So I went from only a couple hours to being out like 1 hour and going to the chow hall, but being locked down. I didn't go to South House 5 that time, but I remember they were doing their Sterling. They were doing their Sterling run, bro. And I thought I was going to go to Sterling, and everybody was like, damn, homie. Your ass is about to go to Sterling, and you hear about Sterling, how Sterling, you don't never leave Sterling. You're going to be there in that complex the whole time. Sterling, you just don't get out. And I didn't want to go to Sterling because they were saying Sterling was just hella active. It was just activated all the way. Some fool the guard had just got stuck over there, all kinds of shit, fool. And then they came and got me and took me to the Canyon complex. Way by damn near a body case. Well, yeah, and that was because there was a lot of violence. There was some violence in my case. Well, I'm not gonna say kind of. There was violence in my case. You know what I'm saying? But I got it down to a 10-year, bro. From what I was looking for from and the evidence they had, I got my shit down to a 10-year sentence, bro. And I signed that shit immediately. They couldn't give me more than 10 years. It was stipulated that I signed that shit immediately. I was so happy to hear they're going to come get you to go to prison in the next week. You know, that don't even sound right, but yeah, Crowley was lit. Crowley was lit. Hell yeah, Crowley was Thunderdomes. Skyline, I never made it to Skyline, fool. Skyline, yeah, I heard Skyline was actually pretty cool to be at, to be honest. I know some fools at Skyline. What if someone has a body like yours and knows karate and is in the prison and pulls down people's pants? And they probably become a predator. I mean, if they probably become a predator if they doing that shit. If they're pulling down the pants and they know karate, they're probably the one that's a predator on the yard. So there's a fool out here and everybody knows him. His name was Marvin Gray. And see, he had them tendency. He was pulling people's pants down, knocking them out. So like to you, man. You would, if you're saying you were going to pull down your pants, he would have been all over you. And there's nothing you could really do with Marvin Gray because he was a big ass fool. He would have victimized you, man. And you pulling down your pants, you probably would have wanted to stop pulling down your pants with that dude. But he would pull down your pants. You know what I'm saying? Like he would pull down your pants and you would have to worry about that guy, bro. You know? Yeah, Torment too. I'm not so hey Blue on everything I love, my homie. I have a homie in Torment. There was a rumor that the homie, and this is messed up, bro, because I knew this fool. They started saying Torment was doing some crazy shit to the homie. And we brought it to that fool. Homie. And he was like, nah, I would have been going in Torment. I'm like, and then I'm thinking about it like, fool, your little ass, you would have been going in Torment. You know who that dude is? And then come to find out, this fool that I'm talking about, and I knew this fool for a long time, he was doing weirdo shit on the yard, bro. And this was one of my day ones, homie. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, Moo, Hogjaw. Like when I rode up, bro, Hogjaw was over there and he was not like crazy like Marvin Gray, but OG Hogjaw, He had him some boys, and he was a killer too. That fool was possessive over his boys. Like, damn, damn. That's cold work. And you really, Hogjaw was the one of them old school convicts. Oh, he was an old convict, bro. I'm talking about since the 50s. That fool was, and he passed away too, man. He passed away, but that fool, he was a cold shot too, bro. That was a straight killer. OG Smitty. I don't know if you know that fool Smitty too. Smitty? Damn. Smitty, man, that fool right there gave a lot of time, and he really just was possessive. He was being his female on the yard, bro, like having domestics and shit. Shit was wild. Like, damn, homie, what? I used to, and at the end of my, because I went to the halfway house for a week and a half to like 2 weeks, right? And I went back, bro, and I already had did 5 years, and then I was at the Phoenix Center. I fucking got caught up, bro, and I went back to the Adams County to go back to DOC, and I was sick to my stomach because I had just did 5 years, and I was like, "Fuck, homie!" I was in Adams County looking at the Sow again, like, "Damn, I gotta go do another 5 years. I got 5 more years of this bullshit." And all of a sudden, they started taking me to fucking the Bend County, homie, Bend County Correctional Facility. I didn't even know what Bend County Correctional Facility was. So if you've been to Crowley, like you were saying, Bend County Correctional Facility is kind of just like Crowley, right? But Bend County Correctional Facility, for some reason, it seemed like one of them yards, bro, where there was a lot of shit going on, but it was like a lot of youngsters coming in, and they had new numbers, and they made Bend County, they overdid it in Bend County with fools being active. I'm like, damn, fool, this is another private, but you fools is like super active up here. I said, man, we ain't in Lyman, bro. We're not in Lyman. We're not in any of that aspect. Why you fools acting all crazy up here? But they were. There was some shit going on in Bend County. It was gangbang central too. He's like your size. Do you know who Paul Miller is? The guy that dressed up like Joker and says, yeah. Hell yeah. I seen that fool actually on TikTok. My grandma's house right across from Bend County. Oh, okay. Yeah. Bend County Correctional. It was kind of like a weird ass, it was kind of like a weird ass fucking facility because there's two sides to Bend County Correctional, and there's the 7 and 8 side, and those are like the Thunderdomes, right? And then you have the other side of the facility, the west side, and that's like 654, the Faith Pod. But you can move around because a lot of facilities is control movement. Like they make sure that you don't move. Once they call that bow, you're not moving out of your unit. But Bend County, you can move all across that whole facility. If you get a pass to go to like program and stuff, you can just go to other people's unit. I was everywhere. I was everywhere, bro. Like I would go check out the GED and I'll be cruising and end up in somebody's whole unit. One time I was in Unit 8 and I went all the way and was in the homies unit in Unit 6. Oh, Chuck E. Cheese shooter. Ain't he in the federal pen though? Ain't he in Florence? I thought homie was in Florence. Or is he in state? I thought that Chuck E. Cheese shooter was in I thought he was in Florence. I thought he was in Florence. Yeah, I think he's in Florence. That's right down the street from the Canyon Complex too, bro. Like I don't know if you've been to the Canyon Complex, but you you actually see Florence to be real. Yeah, so now that's what's up, man. We coming to chop it up just a tad bit. Appreciate all you guys, man. Appreciate you guys pulling up. Appreciate you guys pulling up. I saw Florence. Yeah, yeah. That's that right there. Is like they have a lot of different foods that you see on the news. A lot of them Oklahoma City bombers was in Florence. A lot of people that were doing fraud and all that shit. They were doing the fraud and different things. Mile High Madness. What's up, my brother? I ain't seen you around recently, but what up? I seen you the other night, man. Shout out to the homie, man. It's good to see. It's good to see the good people. Uh, yeah, Ben County, bro. Ben County was they overdid it. They overdid it, and it was not even a serious yard like that. But them fools was trying to be hella active. I said it ain't really a serious yard like Sterling and Lyman, bro. But the gang politics up here, they was trying to get it in, bro. Like damn. And that's where I tell that story about the Northside fool from NSM's. He was in the pod over there, bro, and the Sudanio seen him on that Mall High Killers, and they rushed that fool. That's where that shit happened in Ben County. Um, my homie Smiley is in Florence. Crazy Sudanio. I think he got deported. Okay, so they deported his ass, huh? Damn. Who yeah, Momo's the homie. Shout out to the homie Momo. That's my rider right there. He in Ben County right now? He over there in Ben County? Nah. He wasn't the one. Nah, hell nah, he wasn't the one. It was some other fool that was on the video. So he's on that Mile High Killers, bro. Oh damn. Yeah, that's what I heard too. Damn. That's crazy, man. He had hit me up on here, fool. He had hit me up on here. And I hadn't talked to that fool since I left him, homie. Since we left him in, on the compound, and then I went to a whole different prison, and I hadn't talked to him. He had sent me a letter, homie, and like he was doing good. And then I progressed through the system, and I was always wondering what happened with him, but he had sent me a message like, "What's up, my homie? How you been?" Yeah, shout out to that fool. Then he had hit me up on here on YouTube. Hell yeah, bro. That continue with it. Continue with it on. All you have to do is just every day, just go hit something, hit a body part, but just go crazy, fool. When you're hitting workouts, just go crazy. Don't give up on the 10th. Go to the 20th. That's where you're gonna see real results. So Mile High. So Momo, he was one of the fools I was talking about, homie. Like he was original. And when them fools got into it in Buena Vista, bro, he was a part of that shit. When they were over there in Buena Vista, the Sureños rushed the NSMs, and he was actually a part of that shit. He was over there a part of that shit. But he stood tall, homie. And he's original NSM. And that's why I actually was like, damn, that fool's actually a rider, bro. That fool's actually a rider. And I mess with him like super tough. I've been working out a lot, dude. That's why, hell yeah, homie, continue to go. All you gotta just continue with it. Don't fall off, and you'll actually see what you like result wise. Oh shit, crazy shit. I tried to text you. You change your number. No, I got a whole brand new phone, bro. My other shit fucked, so we had to get another phone. Hell yeah, I had a new number. He told me, homie, about that shit. And yeah, hell yeah, that was my rider. So when he got up to where we were, the Sureños, like, because I said, remember I told you that shit follows, right? They sent word right away, right away. And he got to the yard, homie. My homie from Pueblo, he gets into it with some Sureño too, and they end up chunking it right when you come through where the metal detector, they end up fighting. Well, the Sureños at first had a plan to rush the homie, but there was a lot of us out at the yard that day, so they let them fools get the heads up. And I remember that shit had just happened in Buena Vista, and Momo rode up to the yard. Momo had rode up to the yard, and the Sureños was kind of tripping. While it was kind of the time when we got into it on the yard too. and they were gonna try to rush that fool Momo, homie. We kind of told them like, hey, if you rush the homie Momo, because there was only a couple, there was the fool Fallon too that was on the yard. We said, if you rush them fools, that's the homie, we're gonna get involved. And a couple of my partners backed that fool up. So we started actually chopping it up, like kicking with that fool, and he was one of the solid NSMs to the max. That was the homie. That was a good homie, bro. That was one of them solid ones. Marauder, I mean, he kept it thorough all across the board, thorough all across the board, homie. And when I think of the original homies that were real solid, he was one of the homies, bro. He was a good dude. Super solid individual. And everybody at that time heard about that shit too. Everybody heard about that shit because that shit got out fast. Like before them fools had pulled up, everybody was already like, damn, the NSMs just got rushed over there in Buena Vista. So we already knew shit was coming over where we were. And they brought like four or five NSMs over to the yard, and then some food that was from him, man. And the immediate message is that Sudanos was gonna rush them fools. They were gonna rush them fools immediately because that's what it was, man. That's what they were on. He was on that street, homeless, my homie. Before he, damn, well, yeah. And then what? I think his girl had hit me up too, man. His girl had hit me up during a live. It was like, I'm Momo's wife, and if you talk to him, man, send love from Sev, man. Send love from Sev. Oh, he started doing blues. Damn, damn. Where's he at now? Did he go? Did he go back up to? Oh, that's fucked up. That shit's a pandemic, homie. That shit's a pandemic, homie. Them blues be having us fucked off. The blues done messed up the whole community, homie. Them blues be having everybody fucked off, man. And that's a cold shot because it's not, you can't just break away from blues, bro. You gotta swing off of them bitches, man. It's like, damn, what makes a person go down smoking blues, homie? Oh, you got some young kids, you got shipments coming into the state, man, and these young kids are just, let me smoke some blues. But I'll tell you like this: the homie Momo always had spiritual sense in him, bro. Like he knows God is out there. He always kept it close to God, homie. So there's still a reason why he's still here. Because there's a lot of people that be dropping off of blues. There's a lot of people that die off of them blues, bro. Fentanyl just killing everybody. Big George, what's up? Salute, my brother. Salute, salute, salute. And blues don't have pity on nobody, homie. Blues are taking out everybody. You go outside, man, you just see the community off the blues. Even in my apartments, fools is off of blues. I always thought about this shit too. Like, what makes that actually an addicting, what makes that something that people that appeals to people, the blues? Because that high don't even seem, it don't even seem amusing. Like that's not even that don't even sound like a good high. Just being all nodded out, like I don't like that shit that makes you go. That don't even that actually don't even seem like a good high to me. Blues and heroin. Heroin. I lost four brother friends. Good one for damn homie. That was like a brother to me off of blues. Damn. That's sad, fool. Please don't look around, man. Like that shit is bad. See, my era was all crack cocaine, bro. Everybody smoked crack. My family smoked crack. My dad smoked crack. My cousins, my uncles, everybody in my family was smoking crack. But it was weird because they were all functional crackheads. They still worked and they would get high, mess around on the weekends, but it got bad for a couple of them. I'm just saying, it was not like the blues and meth because they don't have no motivation. At least a crackhead that I knew, they would still be motivated. At least the crackheads would be motivated, honey. They'll clean your house. They'll literally work on your car. If you need some groceries, they're gonna go steal the whole grocery. They're gonna booster. Crackheads were motivating. Crackheads were the motivation, and they had motivation. Blues, you're going out. Why are you here for? I don't even know what that even means. Are you asking what are you here for? Why are you here? What are you here for, or why are you here? What's the real question? I'm actually here for you can actually watch too, to keep the viewers intact. Why are you here? Why are you here? Who are you? Why are you here? Who are you? I never seen you. I don't know who you are. Why are you here? We don't know who you are. You're a new account. Who are you? You're the enemigos. You the outsider looking in. What do you bring to the table, bro? Do you bring a like? Did you hit the share button? Did you hit the like? Did you subscribe? What's the point of you being here? If you're not going to hit the like, subscribe, share, you're not supposed to be here. We're here to talk, like the homie said. We're here to put you on game, homie. We're here to sip some coffee with the good people. We're here to represent the Broncos. We're here to tell you what you're not supposed to do. You and Uncle Al, yeah, I am an uncle. I am an uncle. Yeah, definitely. I got some nieces and nephew. You snitched in, snitched in where? What are we? See, man, you guys got to make sense with these comments, man. I don't even know what that means. You snitched in? What does that even mean? Damn, man, you got hit too, bro. Every time you come around, you're just getting bodied. Why don't you just come in with some good energy? You won't get bodied right away, bro. You didn't even stick around. You're premature, bro. You got aborted quick. You're an abortion, bro. Damn, fool. Here come the trolls. I mean, yeah, we got we're on vertical live. They done crushed these fools out. I love it when fools get aborted, fool, when they get abortions. They didn't even have enough time to even breathe, bro. They came in here and just got clipped right away. Damn, and I was hoping wifey was still just resting up because wifey was resting. But she came in immediately, bro. You didn't even have a life. Now you're at the bottom just watching this shit. Can't even talk to us. What are you getting for watching you? What are you getting? What are you getting for watching? You mean what are you getting for watching me? Man, you're just getting some good company. You might learn a little something here or there. I don't know what you're getting actually. What are you getting for watching me? Why did you click on this video? Why did you click on my live stream, bro? I appreciate all the homies out there, man. And let's make this clear. I didn't have nothing to do with it, man. Don't start blaming me. You know what I'm saying? Like they just you slitch. God bless you guys, man. Education. You don't know how to write. See, now you're getting beat up by the comment section, bro. Hell nah. Malice boostus. God bless you, bro. Oh, what am I doing? The trolls out of. I mean, we really didn't have trolls at first, but I don't know where. Well, when you have vertical, you know what I'm saying. But that's another thing is too. You know how it goes, Lady Sev. They wait for a notification. Like they just wait. Like I think they be waiting around, like checking their phone. Like did Savage go live? Like they just be waiting around, bro, for me to have a live, where they can come in. They can come in and say something. Mumbos. That's just funny, man. The cool part about it is this dude waited. It must be a Raider fan. He would have been good like for the whole morning. I've been on here for a little minute. He came in like at the wrong time because Lady Sev was not playing, bro. She was quick to the trigger. If he would have came in like 40 minutes ago, if he would have came in like 40 minutes ago, he actually would have been saved. He would have been cool. Yeah, right. No rat here. Nah, he been saying that for a whole month though, bro. That's all he really says, whoever that is. And I think I know who it is, really. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? Like I think I actually know. I think I know what account that is because he sounds like another account. They love it, George. What's wrong with these guys, man? What's wrong with these dudes, man? I just try to be humble and nice, man. Why can't you guys just go get a cup of coffee to the Tros? Get you a cup of coffee, come in. We're having coffee time. Everybody's waking up. Everybody's just on here, some good vibes, man. You guys are mad at something, mad at life. Like the homie said, it might be I be going at the Raiders a lot. Do you see the Nuggets come back last night? How? Yeah, bro. Let's go, homie. We needed a win. That we needed a nice little win from them fools, bro, because they've been going through a little stretch where it was kind of hard. Hi, buddy. Start painting like dog. Start painting like dog. Damn, that was some Russian for your ass. Start painting like dog. Enjoy the show. I see what time it is. I got an interview. I got actually an interview here soon. Here soon. Here soon. I'm gonna do the interview with my homie Mo. He got it. We're gonna do an interview on his channel. I'll link the shit in there. But I'm actually probably gonna cook a little bit of breakfast on that old ass 1970s stove. Um, I'm gonna cook me some breakfast, man. Clean up a little bit. I'm gonna have another cup of coffee and enjoy the rest of my Saturday. We got the zoo lights tonight. We got the Broncos tomorrow. Everything's good. Everything's passionate. Hey, shout out to the homie, man. Shout out to the homie that got me inspiration to do this live too this morning. Um, like I said, man, no disrespect at all to the homie that left me that big ass message. No disrespect to you, my homie. You know, just giving you some insight. And I know everybody got homies, and nobody wants to ever hear about like what might have happened with their homies and this, because you know sometimes it pisses people off though, you know. um you are a wholesome dude, just kidding, don't take these serious trolls actually. I appreciate you, bro. Appreciate everybody, man. Mall high salute to you guys. You guys have a good day, man, and to the next one. Success over everything, and salute to the real ones, man. Let's go.